guys, welcome to today's roundup of our November savings. Yeah guys, it is the 1st of December, and so I'm gonna close up, give you guys basically an overview for the past couple of weeks, since I did not stay on task with my videos regarding my budgeting and overview of that. So let's go ahead and jump into the video, guys, and get to it. Alright guys, welcome. I am Jack with My Girl Budgeting, and this is my November closeout. So I'm going to kind of, let's see how long this takes for me to get through my the closeout portion of this before I give you guys a run through of my paycheck for November 30th. I may have to do a split video if it gets too long, but I do want to close out November so that we can get prepared for December, okay? So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna jump into here. So everything so far had, all of my bills have, as far as I paid everything on time and had kind of a hiccup. I will go into that here shortly, but everything is in line, guys. I am on track with every ounce of my bills, as far as back in May, June, and I don't want to go all into it because go check out my other videos, guys. I get more into detail about the budget, why I fell back. But anyways, I was almost a month behind on bills. I caught up. Took me a good minute. Stay focused on that. I had to, of course, cut back on doing a lot of savings, and that's why you guys haven't really seen me do so much anymore savings videos, just because of the fact that I didn't have the funds to do it. So, but now that we're getting back in place, I could see a little bit of an incline coming back up into savings, guys, and I will show you that here. Probably we'll see if we get into December, just because I've already budgeted for the whole month of December, I think. But yeah, guys, so November, we close out all of our bills, everything. I had to look at bigger pictures of things. I am going to be canceling some streaming services that I have been looking at in the new year. So that is something that is up in the air, just because those typically are yearly ones that are coming due, and I've decided, you know, if I don't watch them majority of half the time that I've had them, then I don't need to keep them. As much as I may love those you know, those, whatever they're called, those streaming, what are they called now? Disney Plus is up in the air, guys, because it is $159 for a year, for the year. It has gone up, and it keeps going up from the first time when they started doing Disney Plus. I think it was like $4.99 a month. So that was about, how much was that? $4.99 is what I remember we paid. That was about $60 a year we would pay on Disney Plus, and then it went up to $100, so on, around there, a couple years later, and now we are getting hit with another increase of $159 for YouTube streaming. So $159 is what I am, not YouTube, I'm sorry, for Disney Plus, and I don't know that I watch it enough to pay that. I mean, the increase for $159 divided by 12 months, it's $13 a month. And I don't know that I watch it enough to really justify paying that anymore. So I'm still debating. I have a couple months before my yearly comes up. But those are the things that I've just been contemplating as I've gone through my monthly bills as time goes on. These, of course, are monthly bills. They're not my yearly ones. I do have a couple of yearly ones. Disney Plus is included in that. And there's another couple other ones. But yeah, so I'm debating where I need to go with, you know, some of my funds. So with that being said, we got the bills paid. I did track all of my food intake, my meal planning. I did not give you guys, like I said, did not give you guys much of an update with this. But we're gonna go ahead and do that now, just so I can make sure I color it in and see where we're at with everything. So for dine out, so anytime I paid out, of course it's going to be yellow, so that was me paying that. Trying to think of where else. And I think I paid for that. Costco pizza. Yes, flautas. Where did the flautas? I have no idea. But the rest, I believe, should be treated. So let's go ahead and get that color situated. Yeah, guys, it's been very. I want to say. No, that should not be. That should be home meal. Dang it. Okay, so these are anything in pink is treated. Let's see. To a meal. On the 30th, we got that last one. The rest should all be green. So this should be green. Colored that wrong. That should be green. Green. I will do better, guys. I kind of fell off the wagon on this one for this month. I don't know. But I will say I do feel it. I feel the pain whenever I do not stay on track of my finances. Not that I'm going, you know, out of my way to, oh, I can spend money, I'm gonna go spend money. That's not what I do. It's just me keeping track has really helped me to really hit the goal of getting my bills back on tip-top shape, right? And so when I don't do that, then I have to play catch up. And so that is where we actually went Saturday to my cousin's birthday dinner, so that one was meal provided. So, and we are good. Everything is closed out for my meal planning. As you can see, everything in green is, of course, we ate at home. Anything in yellow was me spending to eat out. So I spent money 3 days of November. So it's gotten better. It's gotten better. I wish I had October's. Let's see if I have October's. I try to keep them all together. Well, let's look at September. So dined out. That was me 1, 2, 3. So I'm staying pretty much consistent with eating out. Let's see. Let's look at October. If I find it. Here's October's. October, let's see, dined out. Pink, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's been here 3 or 4 days out of the month, which is a lot better considering I had back in July when I started doing this, I was hitting about 9 days out of the month. So we've cut back about a third of the way. So we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, did not keep track of my cash. Withdrawals, I need to do better there. Budgets, I did my budget here. This was of course for November, so I'll go into that here shortly. Everything has been tracked as far as all my bills. The only thing is I have not colored them. So the one thing I'm going to probably have to do is I'll probably speed through this. Let me color everything up to where it needs to be, and then I will give you a detailed description of what if anything came up during this month. Okay, so utilities is going to be Alright guys, so we are done. I got everything highlighted. I do want to go and discuss something with you guys before I move from this. So as you can see, in previous months, there has not been a lot of coloring as far as what's been in red. Red is my income that I've earned, and you can pretty much count the number in one hand of how many times I got income for the month. So you could see that the colors are just a little less on the red side. Well, if you jump into this last month for November, and it looks like December might be the same thing, but November we did get quite a bunch of income coming in, and that is all in thanks to you guys. Thanks to those who follow me on my Ko-fi, those who follow me on Etsy. You guys have paid a contribution. Not all of it. I mean, I'm not saying all of it was, but Ko-fi for one, a lot of the income came from that. Just, hint, more in different directions or whatnot. But yeah guys, so that has been an awesome thing. It even just helps me a lot better to feel not so much overwhelmed with bills all the time. Sometimes, I've grown to not live paycheck to paycheck because I keep cash on hand, and that has helped me to not feel the stress of always being broke or feeling some type of way in that feeling broke. With all this other things that I've been able to do, things that are coming, that has really shifted my fear of being always paying a bill, and that has really shifted me to not always fret on the things that are really out of my control. Yes, we can control how much bills we pay, especially if we have streaming subscriptions, all those things that we have as an extra, not necessarily as a need. Or not as a need. we can, you know, find ways here and there to just get, you know, stay on a plan that doesn't make us feel overwhelmed. I don't feel overwhelmed. Me getting behind, not so much behind on tracking on bills or anything like that here recently. It's me on missing the past couple of weeks of tracking. I've been staying on top of it. I caught my bills up. I don't want to fall off that wagon to prevent myself from, you know, getting in a bind. But even so, I just missed the fact that, like, I feel I'm okay that I missed the past couple of weeks of tracking and not really being on top of my budgeting, just because of the fact that I am caught up with everything and I have money rolling over from one paycheck to the next paycheck that is helping me avoid any kind of late fees or any kind of thing that keeps me from, you know, having that. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and give you a run through of some unnecessaries. So you will see there was an incline in, and I think I'm gonna start doing a graph on my budgeting. That might be something I'm working on for 2026. That way I can see the fluctuation, and that's going to be for all of these bills, wherever they fall in what category. So with that, there was a lot of blue as far as medical, because last month I did end up getting my refill on my prescription for my diabetes. I started physical therapy, so there was some fees that I had to pay prior, you know, for that. Then I also went and got glasses, so I had to cover the cost of what my insurance didn't cover on my glasses. And then also I went to the dentist. So all of those things I've been able to take care of last month just because I needed to, right? Those are the things that I needed to do. And then we come toward the end of the month. Everything else is in line as it usually falls. With memberships and whatnot, I was able to stay on track with that. But also, as you can see for the fuel here, there was $39.30 that I ended up getting Cash App for. Now, I don't mind when people ask, like, hey, does anybody have change for whatever cash you have? Or do you have cash and I can Venmo or Cash App you? I don't mind when people do that. Now, my thing is, I didn't need the cash at that moment. That cash that I had was $40, but I have $39.30 coming back to me. That $40 was something you needed. And this was in regards to somebody who asked for, hey, does anybody have cash? $40 of cash, I can Venmo you. I always hesitate on stuff like that because, for one, I didn't ask for the money. And I didn't ask, it's not... Like, by no means am I being, what is the word? What is it? Interrupted, I guess. Interrupted in my finances. You know, the $40 was going toward my fuel. I had it. I ended up telling this lady. Yes, I had it. It was a coworker. But anyways, my thing is, if you're going to Cash App me, you know there's a fee. I should not be penalized for that fee if I'm the one that had the cash. That did not stick well with me. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you feel the same way. I just feel like, okay, so let me tell you. So they asked for $40 in cash. They needed to be able to pay for whatever they needed at that moment. They didn't have cash. They only had used Cash App. Majority of everyone uses Cash App or Venmo now. I hardly ever use it unless somebody wants to pay me through that, then fine. But I don't ever try to use that myself. Now, that being said, I had my $40. By no means did I give you any change with that. No small bills. I gave you $40. You in turn give me back $40 in Cash App, which then deducts a 70-cent fee or something. I can't remember how much it was. A 77 fee. So now I'm getting penalized 70 cents. Not that I'm, complaining about the 70 cents. It's the fact that I didn't ask for the money. Why should I get penalized because you didn't have $40 to hand over to whoever, whatever you were doing with it? Why am I going to be penalized 70 cents from my cash and you get to walk away with 70 cents extra on with my cash that I was able to hand over to you? Let me know, guys, how you feel about that. I know in the grand scheme it's not that big of a deal. It's 70 cents. I get it. But my lesson learned from that was I will not do that again. I'm not going to because at the end of the day, that person can ask me 10 times over, oh, can you give me cash? Can you give me cash? I'll Venmo on you. That 70 cents times 10 ends up being $7 that I'm going to be paying, that I get penalized if I ever did that ever again. So that money adds up, and that means you're cutting into my costs. So that was a lesson learned for me. I got $39.30 from my 40 back. Okay. And I will never do that again. The principle of that is like, that they're going to charge me a fee. Why do I need to be penalized? You should have given me the 70 cents over that 40. Okay? 40, 70. That should be your penalization, not mine, because I had that money. I don't want to go in too much of a rant on this, but let me know how you feel about that, guys. It does add up. It will catch up with you eventually, as far as like building up. Okay, because this may not be the last time she ever asks me. Now that she knows I have cash on myself, I always keep cash on me. There might be another time I will say no, I don't have it, but I will not do that so that I get penalized 70 cents every transaction that you're going to ask for something. And it's, it varies for whatever cash you're giving. But I don't know, that just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like that. I'm like, I was able to give you 40. I should get my 40 back because I didn't need to be penalized for 70 cents. Sorry. Not sorry. But anyways, guys, let me know how you feel about that. And then to round it up on this portion, guys, is this last transaction. So I got a message from my bank on Monday, early Monday, I think it was Monday, that said there was a transaction for $232 and some change that was trying to be charged against my account. Of course, it was a flag. It flagged them. They knew, like, that transaction did not look like something familiar that I've ever purchased. You know how banks do that. Once they flag something, they're like, okay, we're putting a block on your your card. Let us know if this was you that purchased that. Well, I called them immediately. As soon as I got that text, they said yes, it was from some cyber lab kind of technology place, internet, I don't know, purchase that they were trying to buy. Maybe it was some software that somebody was trying to buy, but they got a hold of my card, and I had to actually, dispute that transaction, and they of course blocked it. They weren't able to get my funds out, and so on and so forth. Well, lo and behold, the night before, I stayed up late working on pretty much getting my budget all together for December, and I look at my bank account and I see a transaction for $20.50. It was called Mac Parking Reservation. I am not going anywhere. I am not planned on a trip. My trips are coming in next year. As far as that's going to be in the future for October, June, April, June, whatever. I have those coming in the future. Never have I made a transaction to pay $20.50 for some parking reservation. That to me sounds like it's somebody who actually got into my account, my card, and charged my account, or try to charge it for the $20.50 for whatever. I then have disputed it because it's supposed to draft on the 4th of this month. I went ahead and called them. When I talked to them about the other transaction, I said, hey, I think my card's being misused. It actually is going through fraud. So I think this transaction for sure I did not use. I've thought back on any purchases I've made, any time that I've made any kind of anything that's coming up. If it was Amazon, it would say Amazon. This is a parking reservation. And I looked it up and it was somewhere in some other, I don't know, Massachusetts. I'm in Texas. I have no business having this reservation. So I disputed that. They are working on getting that one back off my account. So hopefully I'll get that back. But they did cancel my card. So now that comes in. And this is what I hate about people like that. Inconsiderate people, scammers, people that are just, you know, you must be pretty low on the totem pole to be able to be just going through people's website to hack, scam, get into accounts, all of that stuff. That is where I hate using my debit card. And the only thing I can attest for that because I have not used my card in a while, I just only gets drafted for my bills and whatnot, that's it, was I did make a purchase through Temu. Now I'm not saying they're not tied together, I'm not saying that, but this happened Friday. Come Saturday, Sunday, this transaction is now taking place. So now I'm on the high alert whether I start continuing making purchases through Temu. I'm not gonna, quickly disqualify them, but it's just a coincidence that Temu was purchased, and then I have not used my card for purchases in a while. I've cut back on that, but this was for business stuff. I decided to get it through Temu, and soon after that, that's what happened with both these transactions that are trying to take away from my account. So anyways, guys, so I do have that $20 pending. Hopefully it comes back to me. I'm glad the $232 would have just devastated me big time. I'm glad that got flagged right away. So that's a plus. But all in all, guys, at the end of the day, after everything, I got my November 30th paycheck, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a separate video, but I will go through my November paycheck. We have closed out November spending, November savings. Let me go ahead and give you guys a total of that for November, and that is right here. So let me get my calculator, give you a run through of how much I saved. So we have and I know I'm missing, because guys, remember I lost my tracker for a minute, this savings tracker. So now I've lost the paper that I had written some savings on. As always, I'm always misplacing everything. But anyways, I gotta find that. And I think there was probably like $30 on there. Anyways, let's come back to this. Let's go ahead and give a total. We have 15 plus 32 plus that one was 30. I remember that was 30 plus 30. Oh, great. 32, 26, 30, 10, 30, 195, 20, and 26. So that's 190, 95. Okay, and was 25. Okay, so we have 10 plus 20 plus 25 plus 10 plus 25. $90. So in all, guys, 90 plus 190. Oh, 190, 95 gives us a total of $280 that we saved for the month. That then comes over here. We are in November, so it was a little bit low for September, but I do believe December is going to be actually going back up. I hope, I pray. That's what I anticipate. Okay, so that is what we save for the month of November. At the end of this, I will give you guys a running total next month when I close out in December to give basically how much I saved for the year. And yeah, we shall see. I'm kind of guessing about maybe let's say $4,000 is what I'm hoping I got coming. Okay, I hope. I mean, as far as what I saved. And then we'll be closing out. I'll complete the ding ding ding. I do have funds in there that I need to be able to pull. Those will actually get pulled out until that last day. And we are good for November, guys. Oh, November is done. This will get pinned, paper clipped to November budget. And now we will go into December. So I will get you guys a December video. I pretty much have it all written out so far. Let's see what all has been in here. So I did write out, I predicted for the 12/15 paycheck, just because it is Christmas month. I want to get ahead of the game on where bills are going to be lying in that coming month. But I will go ahead and give you, next video will be my November 30th paycheck, close out that portion of it, and then I'm going to open up December. That will be coming. And then hopefully I can get a calendar. I'm working on getting a different calendar set up, or just a planner set up for my budgeting for next year. That's just been on the back burner for right now. So anyways, guys, I will see you on the next one. Don't want to keep holding you. Much love. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you on my next video. Don't forget to watch Salem Savings with Madi at Budgets and Chaos tomorrow, Tuesday. Well, actually on today, because this will be dropped on Tuesday. Watch our live. Also, Wednesday we will be doing Gentle Mayhem. Guys, if you are not doing the hashtag for that Fire and Water Unite and watching those videos and staying on, on track with us with savings, you got to want to get those last videos in, just because we have something amazing for you guys December 17th when we close out Gentle Mayhem. Be on the lookout for that. I hope you guys have a great one. Much love, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.